Hello there, my mental health warriors. Welcome to the next episode of Crafting Mental Health. Hi there, my mental health warriors, friends, family, anybody who's new, welcome to Crafting Mental Health. Thank you for tuning in this week. As always, just wanted to remind you guys, I have a Facebook group. It's called Crafting Mental Health Podcast. If you want to join in there or, tell your friends about it so that they can get all the notifications of when new episodes come in. And then also, if you want to send me an email, my email is craftingmentalhealthpodcast@gmail.com, or you can just find me on Facebook, or for those of you who have my number, you can text me, call me. I'm here. Always here if you need someone to talk to, or if you just want to chit chat, that's cool too. And so I'm going to jump right in with this week's question. And this one is a fun one. And it is, if you could be any animal, what would it be and why? So yeah, that's a little fun one for this week. So as you guys have seen, the title of this podcast is called Self-Confidence. Not to be confused with self-esteem. I'm going to make another episode later on about self-esteem, but today's topic is just self-confidence. And, self-confidence, self-esteem, they typically overlap and they have a lot of things that's like the same. However, self-esteem refers to if you appreciate yourself, it develops and changes over time because of life experiences and things happening to you, or things that happened to you in the past, and that can affect your self-esteem. Where self-confidence is the belief you have in yourself and your abilities. So in my mind, I almost want to say that self-confidence you have more control over. You can be self-confident in some aspects of your life and still have low self-esteem. Self-confidence is almost easier to improve on than self-esteem is to improve on. Self-esteem is kind of like, if you have low self-esteem, it's because you got hurt in the past and negative things have happened to you, and that's caused you to have a low self-esteem. Where self-confidence comes from your ability in doing things. So let's say you are good at painting, or you're good at playing a music instrument, or you're good at a sport. You have self-confidence in yourself and your ability to play the sport or to do this activity that you are good at. So as always, I've done some research and got some interesting facts and things. And again, learned some stuff that I never knew. And, in this case, I've learned that there's actually 3 different types of self-confidence. So one is task specific, which means you are confident in your ability to perform a specific task or a skill. Then you have the general self-confidence. So that's your overall confidence in yourself and your abilities, just all in general. And then you have self-confidence in situational, meaning your confidence that varies depending on the situation or the context, such as public speaking or social situations. So, so those are the 3 different types of self-confidence there is. And the word confidence, it's a fun fact. The word confidence comes from the Latin word fidere, which means trust. So in other words, having self-confidence means you trust in your own knowledge or your skills or your abilities. And I thought that was pretty cool and a pretty interesting fun fact. So if you have good self-confidence, then it tends to bring you more happiness because you typically you're confident in your ability, then it makes you happier because you will have success in this thing that you're confident in. And then that will make you feel better about yourself. And then in return, that would improve your mental health. So having self-confidence is always good to have. So now, for those of us who sometimes struggle with having self-confidence, how do you improve it? And something that I always tell myself is, you kind of sometimes just have to fake it till you make it. So you need to just believe like, okay, I can do this, and I'm going to do this until I can prove to everybody that I can do this, because I believe in myself that I can do it. And, and sometimes your mind has, a will of its own, and it kind of gets in the way. And then you just need to tell your mind to hush, I'm going to do this. So something that you can do, like I'm going to give you guys some tips or things that you can do to improve your self-confidence. And you can use all of them. You can use one of them. Use whatever works for you and what will help you have more self-confidence. So like I said, the first one that I do is fake it till you make it. So you pretend that you got it all together until you got it all together. And sometimes in a new job, that's exactly how that goes. And then another thing, what you can do is when you in the situation where you want to be more self-confident, stand or sit up with pride, have a good posture, so that you can come across as confident. Even though you're not there yet, you tell the outside world that you are. Like I said, fake it till you make it. So sit and stand with good posture, like posture with confidence. And then another thing you can do is visualize the activity that you want to do. Let's say you want to be a public speaker, but you don't have the self-confidence to do it. Visualize yourself to being in front of a crowd of people and talking to them, and them listening to every single word that you're saying, and you got them captured. Visualize that and keep that positive video in your head going, and that's going to help you get more self-confidence. And sometimes there's going to be a negative video that's going to come in, and it's like, oh, no, you're not. You can't do that. And you got to just erase that and put the good video back in and say, okay, I can do that. So visualize yourself in the situation where you want to be more self-confident. And then give yourself permission to be in the process. You're going to make mistakes. Mistakes are going to happen, but give yourself permission. It's like, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to work at getting more confident in this particular area. And if I make a mistake, I'm going to, if I trip and fall, I'm going to get back up and I'm going to do better. So let's take for instance, the public speaking thing again. You might stand in front of people and you start talking and you end up stumbling over your words and, have like brain farts where you're just standing there, you forgot what you wanted to say and all these things. Then, next time you can go, okay, well, that's what happened. And maybe next time I can have more notes to help me stay on track, to not forget what I was about to say. And you can keep practicing and practicing and practicing. And the more you practice, the more, the more self-confidence you will have. Because another thing that you want to do is, you want to improve on your skills, improve on your abilities. And by doing so, you will create more self-confidence in yourself. I hope that makes sense. And then, some other things that you can do is ask others for help. If you see someone that is good at the thing that you want to be good at, ask them, what can I go do to be better? What can I do, to better myself? Like, let's say you want to play a sport and you want to be confident in the sport that you play. Go and talk to your coach and say, hey, coach, I know I'm struggling with this, but what can I go do extra, additional, above and beyond what we're doing at practice so that I can better myself, so that I can run out on that field and be more confident and have more self-confidence in my ability to play the sport. So while I was doing research, I came on across this one thing that says, or the question is, what's one key thing to self-confidence? And the answer was act positive. Fake it till you make it. So by just doing that, you're faking to be confident until your mind catches on to being confident. And, another tip for you guys, or something that you can do, is groom yourself, meaning, get up in the morning, do your hair, do your makeup for the girls, for the guys, shave, take a shower, dress nicely, just by getting up, taking a shower, getting dressed, doing your makeup, doing your hair, and taking these extra steps is going to make you feel better about yourself, for one. And for two, it's going to make you feel like more proud to be outside in the world. And for a lot of people who's struggling with mental health, getting up and taking a shower can be a big challenge because of depression and anxiety, and all those things can keep you from wanting to do those things. But if you can have self-discipline and tell yourself, okay, today I'm going to get up and I'm going to take a shower, going to get dressed, going to do my makeup, going to do my hair, you're going to feel a million times better by just doing that. And then that's going to increase your self-confidence, which, it's going to also increase your self-esteem because you're taking care of yourself. And then another one that I saw was, and at first when I saw this one, this tip of improving your self-confidence, I thought like, but you kind of, the topic or the tip is Photoshop your self-image. And I was like, well, if you're Photoshopping, you're kind of lying. But I guess if you're faking it till you make it, you're also kind of lying. So, but if you read more about it, what it means, Photoshop your self-image, is just that visualization again. Have this image in your head of what you want to be. That's why you Photoshop the person or the image of yourself of what you want to be into your mind. And it comes down to that visualization. Visualize what you want to be. If you want to be the best football player on the team, and then you visualize yourself running onto that field as a starter, and you're playing the best game that you have ever played in your life. Just visualize it. It might not happen right off the bat. It might take years of practice and years of continuously going back and getting rejected or getting, failing, but getting up and keep going. But be confident in yourself that that you can do it. So, think positive is always a big one. And that, kind of goes without saying. And again, I know with some mental health struggles out there, thinking positive is sometimes the hardest thing to do because your mind plays tricks on you. Your mind is so full of negative thoughts sometimes, but that's where you have to take charge, take control, and capture those negative thoughts and kill them and say, you know what? No, this is not right. This is negative. I'm not going to focus on the negative. I'm going to focus on the good things. I'm going to focus on the positive things. I'm going to focus on the things that I can change. If you're not good at a certain sport or a certain activity, like you can't play an instrument, you can learn to play an instrument. You can learn to play a sport. And hey, you might not be the best at that activity or that sport, but you're going to be your best version. Another thing you guys can do is be kind and generous. And you're like, well, that's kind of like cliche, like everybody's saying, well, be kind and generous. But guys, if you are kind and generous to others, it's going to help you feel better about yourself, because by being kind and generous to other people, that you're changing their day. You're changing their life by just being kind. We don't need to be mean to each other. It's just a kind word every day will help each other so much. And then, another thing by, getting your self-confidence to be boosted is get prepared. I mean, if you're gonna go play a sport or go do an activity or something, you can't just run on there the first day and say, okay, I'm here. You got to get prepared. You got to, think about what it is that you need to do. You got to set some goals. You can say, okay, I want to be able to kick this many goals by the end of the season. And have realistic goals. You can't, say I want to kick 200 goals in the year when, realistically you can only do 10, so be realistic, don't go crazy, but also, put some goals, some goals for you to reach. And, and for those of you who wants to do public speaking or just be able to talk to a group of people, Even if you're wanting to learn an instrument or play a sport, when you talk to people about the thing that you're wanting to be confident in, speak slowly. Because I found that what I do sometimes when I get super nervous is I start rambling and I say things super fast, and because it's almost like I want to say what I want to say and just get it over and done with before people find out that I'm all stressed out about it. Where because I'm speaking so fast, then people don't understand what I'm saying. So therefore they get this look in their eyes like, what is she going on about? And then I see that look and I get stressed, and this is this back and forth, and eventually it's just a hot mess. So speak slowly, speak clearly, and just, fake it till you make it. Be confident in yourself. And then this is more of a personal thing, like, everybody's is different, but know your principles and live by them. I tell my son all the time, be true to yourself. Don't ever go and change something about yourself that you are happy with because someone else doesn't like it. If someone else doesn't like something that you're doing, but you are okay with it, unless, as long as you're not hurting someone or hurting yourself, then if you're okay with what you're doing, then that's okay. Don't ever change anything about yourself because someone else doesn't like what you do. So be confident in yourself, in your own abilities and your principles, and live by them. Don't change those because of somebody else. Okay? That's very important. Stay true to yourself. All right? So another thing you can do, and I think I've mentioned it already, but to increase your confidence in something is to, improve on your ability. So, you have to practice at it. You have to do stuff to make your ability better. So if you want to become a writer, if you want to be confident in your writing abilities, then you're going to have to practice it. You're going to have to put time aside every day to practice your writing skills. If you want to talk in front of people, you're going to have to set time aside to practice. You're going to have to stand in front of the mirror and practice your lines of saying in front of people. You guys, before I do these podcasts, I kind of like rehearse through things that I want to say so that I can say it and for the most part not ramble on and on and on. So, but that's what I'm saying. You got to set time aside to work at the thing that you want to be confident in. If you want to be confident in the sport that you're playing, if you want to be good at it, then you need to put time aside to practice. And if you're already practicing a sport with a team and you're just not there yet, then you might want to put some time aside to go practice at home. This way you can be more confident in yourself when you're running out on that field to be a better player and to be confident in who you are. Something else that you guys can do that might be easier to do as well is to, let's say you want to change something that you're doing to be a better person. And so change a small habit, not big things, just one small thing, because it's easier changing a small thing than it is changing big things. So let's say, for instance, you want to get up earlier in the morning because you want to go to the gym so that you can get more exercise in before your sport. Or you want to play the piano better, but you need time to play the piano better. So how about you get up 10 minutes earlier every day so you have more time to devote to the thing that you want to practice. So, instead of just saying, okay, this week I'm going to get up at 5 o'clock every morning so I can go to the gym. How about you say, okay, I'm struggling in the morning to get up, so I'm going to start this week with getting up 10 minutes earlier every morning. And even if it means that in those 10 minutes, I'm going to just walk around the house to get extra steps, then at least you're starting to get in the habit of getting up earlier. And then maybe next week, we're going to go for 20 minutes earlier. And eventually, if you keep doing that, within like a month, you'll be able to get up early enough to go to the gym to work at the thing that you need to work at. The same with if you want to be healthier. Instead of saying, okay, well, I'm just going on a brand new diet and I'm going to not eat any sugar and not eat any carbs and do all these things, within the first couple of days, you're going to be so overwhelmed with everything that instead, how about you start with drinking a glass of water every morning when you wake up? Okay, that's one step closer to being a healthier person. Or, drink a glass of water before you eat your meal, or whatever it might be. And if you do this every day, first of all, you're going to feel accomplished because you're doing something to improve yourself. So by feeling accomplished, it's going to boost your confidence. See how that works? Like, you do one thing and it's kind of like a ripple effect. You do one thing, it's going to do something else, it's going to do something else, which going to then improve your confidence. So, and then, focus on your solutions. Like, if you have a problem, focus on the solution. Don't focus on the problem. Because problems, you can see those everywhere. Negative things, you can see them everywhere. Where focus on the solution. So I always say, like, if somebody comes to me with a problem and always just complaining and never having a solution, then at some point you're going to be like, dude, like, you're just being a negative Nancy. So, quit being that way. If you keep complaining about something without having a solution, then you're just complaining for the sake of complaining. So focus on the solution. So if you're saying, like, okay, I need to run a 15-minute mile, or let's make it a 10-minute mile, because 15-minute mile is not too bad. But if you want, let's say a 15-minute mile for sake of conversation. Say you want to run a 15-minute mile, but right now it takes you 20 minutes to do a mile. Okay? Focus on that 15 minutes. What can I do to get to the 15 minutes? Okay, I have to run more, run often, and I got to push myself. So you need to focus on what you can do to be better. And then once you do those things to be better, then that will increase your confidence. See how that works again? And another little tip is smile. Smile at each other, smile at other people. I know it's something simple, something stupid. And most of you are like, well, duh, I'm smiling at everybody. But you would be surprised at how a smile can change someone's life. One smile can change a person's life, can change a person's attitude. And if you smile at someone else and they smile back at you, then there's something inside of you that kind of gets the warm and fuzzies. So smile at people purposely. Smile at them. When you answer the phone, smile, because people will hear that. And then again, if you're smiling, you come across as being more confident. And then the last thing that that I want to talk about, or last tip I want to give in being more confident, and a lot of teenage audience here, they're gonna just roll their eyes at me, and I know my son being one of them. But I watched this video a while back of it was this guy at a graduation ceremony that gave this whole speech about making your bed. Every morning when you get up, make your bed. And you're like, well, why? It's such a simple thing. Well, because first of all, by getting up and making your bed, it gives you discipline. It makes you do that one thing in the morning. And even if you get nothing right the whole day, at least you got that right, that you made your bed. And just think about how nice it is in the end of the day to come home, you're tired, and you get into your bed and it's made. For me, that's just a great feeling. I mean, in the morning, that's the first thing we do when we get up is we make the bed. And well, our puppies are little cray-cray, so in order to keep them off the bed, we have these barriers we put on the bed. So we got to do that. But just having that discipline every morning of getting up and making your bed, it gives you that sense of completion of, I did something today that matters. I made my bed. I got up and I made my bed. And so, for the young ones on here that's listening, the teenagers, you guys, I know you're rolling your eyes at me like, why do I need to make my bed? It is just that little bit of discipline. And if you have discipline to make your bed every morning, then you'll have discipline to do what you need to do to build your self-confidence, to be better in life, and to get to the things that you want to be in life. So to recap today's episode, having self-confidence is what it is. It's the belief that you have in yourself, in your ability. And in order to get better or improve your self-confidence, you got to do some things. You got to do some work. But you are capable of doing it, and you are capable of improving your confidence. And, you can walk out there being proud of yourself because you're trying every day and you're working at being a better person every day. And no money can buy that sense of accomplishment if you just keep trying. So, you guys, and like I said last week, at the end of the episode, I'm going to start answering my question that I had in the beginning. And this week's one was, if you could be any animal, what would it be? And I think most of you who know me personally will know that I absolutely love elephants. And it just wouldn't be right if I wouldn't want to be an elephant. They are majestical creatures. They are so strong, but they also have such deep emotions. And I love how they rally around each other to protect each other and to be there for each other. And it's just amazing. They're just amazing creatures. And I just love elephants. So, so with that being said, you guys, thank you for tuning in today and to listening to me ramble on. And I appreciate your time. I appreciate your love and kindness. And you guys, I hope you will tune in next week. And I hope you guys have a wonderful week. And again, if you guys want to reach out to me, you can find me on Facebook at Crafting Mental Health Podcast. Or you can email me at craftingmentalhealthpodcast@gmail.com. So yeah, just reach out. I'm here and I would love to talk with you and love to connect with you. And then until next time, you guys, love you. Bye.